Good evening, folks. This video I'm making right now, or this live feed I'm making right now, is extremely important because I want to explain to you the situation about Mr. Johnson. Now, I did a little typing tonight, and I got a bit of a new setup here. I've got my computer in front of me, so I can be a little bit more, get my information. So let me read to you what I wrote. August 4th, 2017, Mr. Johnson is assaulted by Deputy Ryan Huizinga, Huizinga. Neither deputy's body cameras was on, but the deputies are claiming that Mr. Johnson resisted arrest. Now, this is what I found interesting. I want you to understand something. Everything that we have here are public information. Nene Johnson and Gladys Johnson, they found this information. All I do is encourage the people because I don't have paralegal staff. I don't have people that I pay to get this information. So I have basically turned the Johnsons into activists. Okay? And the rest of you guys need to do this. If you have a case, you have a problem, you got to do your own investigation. Nobody else cares about you more than yourself. Okay? So anyway, the Johnson found this information just right after the January 10th court date, after I went with them to court. And I think my attendance with them inspired them to look a little further. And this is what they found at the Riverside Sheriff Association. A document dated, it was dated on another date, but on December 6, 2017, Riverside Sheriff's Association, also known as RSA, it says, I just captured a quotation out of the paragraph, which I believe should be enough for us to understand what's going on. It has been determined by the trial committee that Ryan Huizinga was guilty of certain charges pursuant to RSA bylaws. The RSA Board of Directors voted to affirm those findings on appeal and concluded that he is not a member in good standing and not eligible to be a candidate for the position of president effective December 6, 2017, and his name should be immediately removed from the ballot. Now, and they confirmed it on December 7th to have that removed. Why is this so important? The thing is August, November, December, October. Yeah, I still use my fingers for this kind of stuff. 4 months later, right? 4 months later, they found something. Now, what did they find? Will we ever find that out? Probably not, because the RSA is the union that protects our deputies, and I think they do a very good job. And we're not going to find this out. But here's the thing. This is also the same time that the current sheriff was running for office. All right? Now, people are saying, why are you bashing the sheriff's department when somebody that you advocated for sheriff is in office? Well, all this stuff happened way before the current sheriff is in office. This has nothing to do with the current sheriff. What is going on here is that because we've got a new sheriff that is open-minded and that cares about his deputies and care about the public, I believe we're able to speak freely, come out, and tell people about what has happened. Let's just do the last 12 months. Let's do 18 months. Okay? All right, it's back to the letter. I made a post in Moreno Valley Proud for you to read this. Interesting information. I believe both of these gentlemen are in our group, Moreno Valley Proud. Okay, December of 2017, I don't know which day, Captain David Curry Lowicks takes over as chief of police in Moreno Valley. All right? Now, when he took over, why did he take over? What was the purpose of him coming here? Did he come in here? Did he come in here to take care of the situation that was going on? No. We all know publicly this captain who lives, I believe, in Murrieta or in southern part of Riverside County, went to Palm Springs and lied about the current sheriff. Okay? Now, how did this all come about? I met the Johnson because they're in our group, Moreno Valley Proud, or in my group, our group, your group. And so when there was a post made that Captain Kurlowitz was removed from his position, the Johnson and a couple other people was quite happy. So guess what? That's how I met them. All right. So people say, well, why are you talking about all this? Well, it's real simple. We've been protesting to make sure Captain Kurlowitz doesn't come back. Because remember, the Riverside Sheriff's Association is a very strong union, a very good union. They take care of the deputies. We just don't want Captain K to come back. So we want to make sure you all know that this guy Ryan and this guy David, there's a little bit more connection to that. And I'll let Johnson, Mr. Johnson, tell you guys about that later. All right? Because you know me, I like to do a story. Now I'm running for city council here in Ward 7 of Riverside. People have told me, John, you need to get off this bandwagon. But you see, you don't understand something. There's bad stuff happening in our county, and the news people, the news media, is not picking this up. They don't care, or they just covering it up, right? So, if this hurts my campaign, that's fine. I'm running this campaign as an honest man, and I want people to know the truth about what's going on. So, remember, so far, what we do know is there's something fishy with Ryan, right? Now remember, on the day that Mr. Johnson was supposed to have had assaulted Mr. Ryan or Deputy Ryan, no cameras was in there. There's no cameras. Their body cams wasn't working. All right, so February 27th, 2018, the preliminary hearing before the Honorable Jackson Lucky, not the courtroom, but just the area before you enter the courtroom, but the courthouse, right? So you walk in, get your belt off, you get checked in, you walk in, that's the courthouse. Then you go up to the level that you're supposed to be, second or sixth floor, whatever the floor you need to be on. Then that part is not the courtroom. That's the lobby. I call it the lobby. So, Deputy Ryan Huizinga put his hands, right, on Mr. Johnson outside of the courtroom, which I call the lobby, which the courthouse cameras can verify that he did make physical contact with Mr. Johnson's shoulders. Now, I only wrote exactly the facts, straight fact. What happened was Mr. Johnson went into shock when his wife approached him. She said, what happened? She went in and told the public defender. Public defender told the assistant DA, and they checked the cameras, and it was confirmed that this deputy, who is claiming that Mr. Johnson assaulted him, literally put his hands on Mr. Johnson in the courthouse lobby, in front of the courtroom that they were supposed to be going into. My problem here, folks, is this. If you're the victim, which is Mr. Johnson, but in the Deputy Ryan's case, he's claiming that Mr. Johnson is the assaulter, right? He's the one that assaulted him. Why did he put his hands on him? All right, come on. Right? What was his excuse to put his hands on him? Intimidation? So what I'm saying, folks, is this. The people that the former sheriff had in office or doing the job, pretty shady characters, had no common sense. If I was accused of assaulting somebody or whatever, I'm not going to engage in the courthouse, in the lobby, or in the courtroom where cameras will show that, hey, I just touched this guy, right? Now, the question here is, this is a question I have for on my post. Members of MVP, right, most valuable people, Moreno Valley people, please tell me, based on the limited information you have received, if there is something fishy about Deputy Ryan Huizenga. Mr. Johnson would have endured 1 year, 7 months, and 27 days on March 1st, 2019 of having stress on his disabled body, which was further disabled by Deputy Ryan Huizenga because the District Attorney's Office failed to see that a trial with a bad cop would not be a guilty verdict. Now, I am happy to see that I got engagement here. Tani says, she says we're in, but where is Al Sharpton and the NAACP? Well, I'm Al Sharpton Jr., okay? Al Sharpton's getting old, folks. Everybody knows he's full of it. The NAACP, the leader of the NAACP for the Inland Empire, died a few months ago, 3, 4, 5 months ago. I don't know the specific. I've been really too busy on hitting so many different fronts. So I'm going to check into that. Because the NAACP needs a new face. Me. Alright? Here, what she says, you're the sole defender of Mr. Johnson. You're the sole upfront person fighting this war for Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Please think this through, John. People will use you, and once done with you, well, they'll be gone. Okay, I'm going to stop on that. Tani, I love you, but let me explain something to you. People have always used me, and they have gone. They have left. And I'm fine with that. Not really. I'm not really fine with it. I dealt with it. Because that's how people are in this world. Right now, I'm going around calling in my marker. Of all the things I've done for folks, I'm calling in and I'm asking people to endorse me. We'll see how many. I've got one really big endorsement, and I really believe he's going to do it. And I'm very proud that he even is going to do it. So I'm just got a lot of paperwork I got to fill out. But I got to do this first. I got to get this information out because on March 1st, we expect the DA to actually see what I've been trying to say, what the Johnson has been failed to say, because people don't listen to the accusers. Trust me, I've been in this boat before, so I know the pain. Why hasn't the community backed this case? I'll tell you why. Too many holes in the case. And if you don't want your ass kicked by the PD, do what they tell you to do. Now, this is really bugging the shit out of me. If for some reason you're told to get on the ground, face down, get down for God's sake. People don't want to take responsibility for their own action. You know what, Tani? If I read this and I didn't know who you were, I would just say you're just one of those white ignorant folks who don't understand that you just don't understand, do you? You probably never had a cop in your face just pushing his agenda because somebody accused you of doing something. Okay? So let's just stick to the facts. Stick to the facts of what I told you. What I've told you so far, based on what I told you, the guy's not guilty. There's no cameras, right? There's no cameras on these two deputies. There's no footage. If there was footage, it would have been put out there, and it would have just been a done deal by now. You know? There is none. Okay? But I'm not even going to go there, Tani, because what you're saying, you've never lived that life. I never thought I would live that life because I had one incident where I was guilty, because I admit it, I was guilty, and you can't even find it. If I didn't say a dang thing about it, you could never find it. Unless you're in the police department or some government position. It says here, I support our RCS and MVPD. I'm presuming RCS is what? Riverside County Sheriff? Okay. And Moreno Valley PD. Moreno Valley PD and the Riverside County Sheriffs are the same people, folks. Okay? They are Sheriff's Deputy. MVPD is doing the function of police officers taking care of the city. I saw the real Nina Johnson today. She disrespected Aranda Barriones and her family. I'm done. Just as You're advocating for the Johnson. I'm advocating for Aranda and her family. How dare Nene Johnson ever place her situation above a missing, presumed murdered 16-year-old? Now I'm going to stop there, Tony. I wish you hadn't put this there, but since you did, I can comment. First thing is this. We were putting out information that we're having a protest on March 1st. We put that information out on January 10th before there was a court date for, for Miss Brianna's murderers, okay? And here, you know what? I can't even say that because accused, alleged, whatever, right? So, anyway, so what you did is you said on a public forum, John, that doesn't seem fair. You shouldn't be doing a protest when there's a trial going on. Are you kidding me? You know, the day I walked out of the city council, the clerk's office, I was so happy because I just signed up to become a city councilman. I'm walking around and I see a news camera like usual, and I go there and playing around, and it turned out the sheriff's department was doing a news report on them finding some information or something on Brianna's, or not finding information. It was too early at the time. But the point I'm making is this. When you go down to the courthouse, there's always something going on. So what are we supposed to do? The court, what is the court supposed to do? Shut down everything else because this is the most important? What about the family in Paris? What about that family in Paris? That's going to take more months, more time. This case, this murder, it's going to take more time. So I think it's very ignorant because you see, you, Tony, since you brought this up, I want to get this off my chest. You have got national media coverage for Brianna's, okay? You did great. But here's the thing. You're over here not understanding your position. You're a reporter. You're famous now. You're our own local little celebrity. Now, the people that thought they were celebrities didn't back up the current sheriff, and they are no longer anything. They're nobody because they've lost all the connection, right? They knew about this beating here. Nene Johnson, this has been going on for 1 year and 7 months. They knew about this, and they didn't say anything, okay? So when you say, well, where is this coverage and where is that coverage? What about my coverage? What about all the times I've had problems and I've reached out and asked for help? Where are they? I'll tell you where they're at. If you're a cute little girl or, I don't know, some kind of, I'm not talking about Brianna's. We're talking about these women that sleeping with boys, whatever. They get coverage. And then everybody thinks it's cute. Still a pedophile. Cute pedophiles, men, pedophiles, they're still pedophiles. But the media loves to push, teacher has sex with a 14-year-old. Still a pedophile. Just remember that, okay? Sahani says, I support you, but not with this issue. Best of luck. My advice to you is walk away. This will hurt you more than help you. Well, you know what? I like pain. That's the whole thing. I like pain. I like to champion for the underdog that just can't make it. That won't make it. But we've got the facts here, folks. We got the facts. The deputy that beat up Mr. Johnson is not a good guy. He was on the bad guys team. And I've got people, private messaging me and says, John, aren't you embarrassing our current sheriff doing what you're doing? No. I feel that I'm protecting the current sheriff because I feel as he is cleaning house, get rid of the junk in Riverside County, we should stand up and tell everybody Captain Kurlowitz was bad for Moreno Valley. I don't know what kind of guy he is in personal life. I don't know if he was a good chief of police, but what I know of him coming in December 2017 and not doing anything about Ryan Huizenga, and I wish Nene and Gradis was here. And by the way, Gradis is spelled grade with an S. So me, if I had never met this guy and walked up to him, I would have said grades. But he explained it's a Muslim name. and it's pronounced gratis. Okay, so since then I've respected him. Okay, Nini, where are you? She's commenting on a post here. Let's see if I can get her. Okay, this is what I like about this new setup. Nini, I am on a live feed. Please respond. Okay, is that awesome, right? So my little setup is going to get better and better as I run for city council. So here, let's see what Nini says. And I saw the real Tani today, who has lied and lied and disrespected my family with her lies. Now I totally understand why she keeps getting kicked out of local Facebook groups. No, Nini, she don't get kicked out of local Facebook group. The people that kicked her out or she left, they had differences. But those people are trying to make friends with Tani because Tani has gotten a little publicity nationwide, so she should be controlling Moreno Valley and ignoring those other people. What is that? I have a group called Does Moreno Valley Matter? Of course Moreno Valley matter, but people don't understand the question. The question is, does Moreno Valley matter? Now we're talking about the group, not Moreno Valley. That group, Moreno Valley matter. Do they really matter? Because the people that's running those groups, right, affiliated with the page and everything, they've been covering up dirt and trash. Did those people come out and say things like, why was Lieutenant Chad Bianco, who now is the incumbent sheriff, put in the basement in Hemet for all that time? No, because you know why? Because they supported the evil regime that got voted out last year. So these people shouldn't have a say in our media site in Moreno Valley. Now, people are gonna start jumping and running to my group? No, because my admins are so darn tired of pushing honesty and respect that they're just tired out. They're probably going somewhere else doing whatever they're doing. But me, I'm tired. I'm tired because you know why? People don't want to hear the truth, folks. You know, you guys want to be lied to. You guys just want to enjoy life. As long as the pain isn't on you. Yeah, you don't care. So, wherever you are, Nini, I'm pretty sure you'll respond to my video later. But I wanted to make this video. I made the post. I made it written out because I'm trying to explain to folks. I don't think I'm embarrassing the new sheriff. I think what I'm doing is making sure everybody knows that the new sheriff is doing an awesome job. Awesome, great job. You know, and I'm so darn proud of him. His wife, his family, everybody that's associated with him. I'm proud. I'm proud to know that we have got a sheriff that's making a difference in our county. And I'm doing my part, folks. All right? So guess what, folks? Look around. If there's something wrong, contact me. I'm not going to put everything out because there's a lot of things that is wrong. Mayor Gutierrez is working on. I've got a good rapport with him. You know, bottom line is the people that's in charge know that there are law enforcement people in the right position now that's going to put a check on their box if they don't do the right thing. So people are cleaning up their act. So let's give them a chance. But there's a couple of people that play dirty and they don't deserve to be back in our limelight. Okay? And that is Captain Kurlowitz, and that is, you know, the reason why it's so hard for us to remember these names is they're weird names, aren't they? I thought my name was weird, Denilos, but these are weird names. Huizinga, it's like Japanese. I don't know, but it's Ryan Huizinga, and these guys are in Moreno Valley Proud Group. They are, because I never typed on my computer. It's for my daughter. We got it for free at Community Action Group, and I typed it on tonight, and I was able to notify them, so I know they're in this group because their name comes up. Anyway, folks, you know I can talk too much, and so I'm done for now, and I'll leave it all up to you guys. Right? March 1st, come on down to the courthouse, help us out. A lot of cases going on. A lot of prominent cases going on. Okay? On what do you call it here? On Mr. Johnson's case, I want to be very, very specific here. Wait a minute. I'm reading her stuff. 1 year, 7 months, and 27 days is the number on March 1st. When we're there, there have been 1 year, 7 months, and 27 days. The DA has kept this going. Now, this is one thing I do want to tell you, that the preliminary hearing last year in February 2018, the Honorable Jackson Lucky, after they had discovered that Deputy Ryan Huizenga put his hands on Mr. Johnson, the judge recommended they dismiss the case. Now do you guys know why your taxes are being paid for frivolous charges from bad cops? And the DA has to cover their butt. They got to make it look good. They got to pursue a charge. So that way, the civil rights case is not so much. But it's going to come, folks. They're going to dismiss the case, or they're going to keep it going until Mr. Johnson dies, and then we can't file. But they don't understand, we got good attorneys out there, and I've been working really hard and getting as many civil rights attorneys choices for the Johnsons. So once this case is over, they're going to sue the Riverside Sheriff's Department. And then, of course, the poor incumbent sheriff that you have now, people will, oh, look at all the money we're paying out. Yeah, that's because you, the voter, should have had put the current sheriff in office back in 2014 and not make us wait 4 years, and then this could have been avoided. As a matter of fact, I think Mr. Johnson should sue the people of Riverside County, because if we had the incumbent sheriff voted in 2014, he probably could be walking better now. Right? He would just have his original disability instead of the new disability that he acquired. Right? I don't even want to go into that part because I don't even understand it. So it's stacked full of it. Right? I've seen the medical record. So all I'm saying is this, folks. This all could have been avoided if you voters would spend a little bit more time picking the right people. Like me. Ward 7, Riverside, June election 4th. All right, June 4th. I'll do that video later. I shouldn't be pushing myself on this or like this. I mean, what am I? Some kind of ham? Thank you very much. Have a good night. Nini, would you please respond on this video? Because after you respond, I plan to share this video as far and as mighty as I can, because we need to get people involved here. The black people in LA does not care about us, okay? So don't wait for the Black Knight to come and save you, Miss Johnson, Mrs. Johnson, all right? This is the only, Compton hoodlum that's going to be able to protect you from now on. If my husband dies before me, I will continue this fight until justice is served. Exactly. And we got to watch our back, because, check, I made you an admin for this group. Check, I think these two guys are in our group. We need to block them, okay? Thank you very much. Yeah, it's funny. I was using my mouse to try to turn off my phone.